If you are currently looking for a walking pad, you will be literally overwhelmed by the various model names in the X series. There is the classic X21, the direct upgrade X214, the huge X218, and then the X25 suddenly appears in shops, often listed as the X16 or X23. The price differences are noticeable, but is the surcharge for the more expensive model really worth it? I have extensively tested the X21, the X214, and the X218 here at my home. I haven't received a test unit for the X25 yet, but I have analyzed the technical specs closely to classify it for you. In this video, we'll clarify the decisive differences in speed, weight capacity, and running surface. My goal is to give you a concrete decision aid so you don't pay for features you don't need. Let's clarify. Is the basic model enough for the home office, or does it have to be the Pro version? Let's start with the comparison that is most relevant for most of you. The X21 versus the X214. To get straight to the point, according to my contact at WalkingPad, the X21 is now a discontinued model. It is gradually being replaced by the X214, and if you want my honest opinion from the practical test, that is good news. I used the X21 for a long time, and there was one thing that drove me crazy in everyday use. Every time you adjust the speed or start the device, it emits a loud, penetrating beep. Imagine you are in the home office, want to walk slowly during a call and regulate the speed down. Beep, beep, beep. That disturbs not only colleagues in the call, but also the family in the next room. With the X214, the manufacturer has finally reacted to this feedback. Here, this confirmation tone can be easily deactivated via the KS Fit app. Finally, there is peace in the home office. This detail alone makes the X214 the clear winner for me. But there are also differences in performance. The old X21 caps out at 12 km per hour. That is a decent jogging pace, but for many sporty runners, that is exactly the limit where you wish for more. The X214 adds a notch here and manages 14 km per hour. On paper, that sounds like a small difference, but in practice, it feels significantly different. 14 km per hour is a pace where you really start sweating and can describe it as real running. As for the running surface, both models are identical. We have 121 by 46 centimeters here. From my testing experience, that is the golden mean for compact treadmills. It is wide enough to feel safe and not constantly look at your feet, but narrow enough to keep the device compact. The biggest plus point of both models remains the ingenious double folding mechanism. You can fold the running surface once in the middle and then place the entire device upright against the wall. It then takes up extremely little floor space. That makes them ideal for small apartments where the device has to disappear under the desk or in a niche after work. My interim conclusion for this group is clear. The X21 is only worth it if you get it used at an absolute bargain price. If you represent buying new, definitely go for the X214. It is the more mature product, offers more speed reserves, and doesn't annoy you with unnecessary beeping. It is the perfect all-rounder for the home office and after-work jogging. However, anyone heavier than average or with even more ambitious running goals will hit limits with the X214. Exactly here is where WalkingPad places the X25, often also found under the name X16 or X23. It closes the gap between the compact class and the high-end range. The most important technical difference is the load capacity. While the X21 and X214 officially end at 110 kilograms, the X25 is designed for up to 136 kilograms. That is a massive jump. Even if you only weigh 90 or 100 kilograms, this is an important indicator. A higher permissible load indicates a more stable frame, more robust bearings, and a stronger motor. The device simply runs more relaxed under partial load and should be more durable. Added to that is the speed upgrade to 16 km per hour. Anyone running 16 km per hour completes the kilometer in under 4 minutes. That is a range that becomes interesting for advanced runners. Visually, the X25 also goes a different way. While the X21 series looks rather round, the X25 comes with a more angular, robust look. Theoretically, the X25 is therefore the perfect option for users over 110 kilograms who don't want to reach for the huge X218. If space plays absolutely no role for you and you expect maximum performance, there is only one option in the X series, the X218. This model is the real treadmill for the pros among you. While the other models always have to make a compromise between compactness and performance, the focus here is uncompromisingly on training. The most obvious difference is, of course, the top speed of 18 km per hour. It enables you not only fast continuous running, but also real sprints and aggressive interval training where you go to your limits. The program selection here is the most extensive and technically most advanced, but speed is nothing without the necessary safety. Therefore, the running surface here has grown to an impressive 140 by 51 centimeters. From my personal testing experience, that is the absolutely critical point. If you get tired slowly at high speed, your steps become unclean. On a narrow surface, you quickly step on the edge or the side cover. With the X218, you have this wide safety buffer, which massively increases comfort and the feeling of safety. Another point that is often overlooked in the spec sheet is the physical stability. The X218 weighs a whopping 61 kilograms. The high dead weight ensures that the treadmill lies extremely solid on the floor. Where lighter models bounce slightly or vibrate with every step, the X218 remains stoically calm. The running feeling is more solid, more direct, bounces less, and comes very close to a stationary studio treadmill. However, this metal has a flip side you must consider. It is less suitable for small niches. Although it also uses the ingenious folding mechanism, the folded package is significantly more massive and thicker than the X214. It dominates the room significantly more even in the folded state. But regardless of which model you choose in the end, they unfortunately all share one really annoying weakness. The built-in transport wheels are simply too small on the entire X-Series. They work okay on smooth parquet, but as soon as a carpet, a joint, or a door threshold is in the way, moving becomes a real feat of strength. The high weight, which ensures great stability when running, makes daily stowing tedious. That is something you should keep in the back of your mind. All models must also be stored upright and should not be laid down flat. So check if you have a good spot for them. In addition, you must consider that the safety clip must always be attached for the devices to start. That is safe, but sometimes a bit fiddly in everyday life. I usually just leave it mounted. The control runs reliably on all models via the KS Fit app and the connectivity is stable. How do you make the final decision now? Here is my comparison table for you. Are you looking for a compact device for the home office and light jogging after work? Then the X214 is my clear favorite. Are you heavier than 110 kilos or like the angular modern design? Then the X25 is the resilient choice for you and is in the same price range. It is about 4 kilos heavier than the X214 and purely based on its values, in my opinion, it has the best price-performance ratio. Do you want ambitious running training with sprints without compromises on stability? Then the X218 is the best option for you. In summary, the X-Series offers extremely high quality, but only if you choose the right model for your goals. My urgent recommendation is avoid the old X21 and reach directly for the X214 or the X25. The silence in the home office without the beeping and the higher speed are definitely worth the surcharge. To make the purchase a little easier, you can use my discount codes via the links in the video description. These are automatically activated in the official online shop if you follow them. They are still active for you from past collaborations. If you have questions, feel free to write them in the comments. Thanks for watching and have fun with your walking pad.